Hi there, Peter Casella here, owner of Cormier Auto Repair in Trenton, Ontario, and the owner of and designer, I guess you could basically say, of the twin-engine Cormier Auto Repair Grand Prix drag car. And the car is complete. We've been running it for a couple seasons. We've got the bugs out of it. I just thought I'd give you a bit of a walk around and show you how this car works and answer some of the questions that you might have, because we do get a lot of questions about this car. First of all, there is the engine in the back of the car. It's a 3.8 liter supercharged 1999 Grand Prix GTP engine. In the front of the car is the exact same engine, 1999 Pontiac Grand Prix 3.8 supercharged. The only difference with this one in the front is we used to run the car with a single engine at the racetrack. It has a short stack intercooler underneath the supercharger, and we're running a 3-inch pulley here. So oh, I just noticed my belt's a little off. Better fix that. Running a 3-inch pulley, so with the extra boost we decided to go with the supercharger on the front. This engine has a VS Stage 2 camshaft in it, all new bearings, all new seals. It has massive headwork and porting work done to it. Port matching also. Both engines have the identical amount of headwork done to them. Both engines have the same camshaft in it. We've dyno tuned the front engine. It produces 375 horsepower, 300 horsepower at the wheels. This engine is identical, less the intercooler, so we're thinking it's about 350 maybe horsepower in that area. Maybe a little bit less, 325 to 350, somewhere there. We're running a 3.2-inch pulley on that engine there. So the car's filthy dirty, excuse that. We just pulled the cover off it. Where we've been racing it is an old airport down in Picton, an abandoned airport, but it's kind of dusty. Here's the workings of the rear engine. This, as I showed in the last video, we reused everything from the original suspension, getting all your components, reusing them, mounting and welding them in place. We squared this engine up. It took hours to square it up, the cradle that is underneath, to make sure the car would drive straight. And the guys did a great job of plumb lining it and making sure that it would be absolutely true in there and, you know, lined up to the front wheels. The engine and the engine cradle underneath there, the subframe, is identical to the one in the front. So people always say, well, is that engine in there backwards? Well, no, it's identical. This pulleys are on the right side, same with the ones on the front. It's just basically you take the engine on the front and stick it in the back. That's how it is. And the next question we always get is, how did you sync them up so that they would work together? Well, they're both automatic transmissions. By the way, both the transmissions are built. They're brand new. They have 2700 RPM stall converters in it. We had that built at KD Transmissions in Belleville. They do great work there. Anyways, back to the synchronizing. Both engines are essentially identical. They have the same gear ratio. So we're running the same size tires in the front, the front and the back. And these are 18-inch rims. Those are Nitto drag slicks. They are incredibly sticky. This car hardly spins a tire. It pulls like crazy. There is no syncing up. They're both automatics. The shifter inside the car is actually two shifters. The one on the left is for the front engine. The one on the right is for the rear engine. The key on the left is the rear engine. The key on the right is the front engine. When I shift this shifter, it shifts both transmissions in unison. And all I do is give it the throttle. When I or we, whoever drives it, all the staff take turns driving it at races. It pretty well shifts identical, the front and rear engine. Depending on whether we got any wheel spin out of the front engine, it tends to want to spin the wheels at higher RPM in first gear. But once in second gear, they will shift to third gear identically at the same time, down at the end, near the end of the track. So there is no sinking. You just put your foot on the gas. The gas pedal operates both engines at the same time. We made a Y connector at the top of it with two cables. One's to the rear engine, one's to the front engine. Here you can see inside here. We got a plexiglass wall here to protect us from coolant and stuff blowing off. You can see the coolant tube there coming from the rear of the engine up to the front here. These engines both have the identical set of headers on them. Anyways, this engine, as you can see, has no alternator. There's only one alternator in the car, and that's in the front engine. And the front engine alternator runs everything. So it was to save weight and save horsepower in the rear engine. Once this car is running, this takes care of everything. There's one battery and one alternator. That's it. Anyways, there's the pump for the intercooler right there. I can turn that on and off. I don't have to have it running all the time. Both engines are methanol injected. There's an AEM methanol injection system. The front engine has two nozzles in the intake manifold. The rear engine has one bigger nozzle only underneath the supercharger in the intake manifold. So that keeps our NOx down, keeps our timing maxed right out. To drive this car, it drives like an absolutely normal car. You don't know, other than it's very loud and it's straight 3-inch exhaust basically. Clips on. It drives just like a normal car. It feels a little heavier. Well, obviously it is a lot heavier. It feels heavier, and that's about it. But it actually handles pretty good. It grips the road very well. Takes corners nicely, but we never designed it for that. It was designed for a straight line race, drag race application. So I'm going to start it up right now. Take this down. We'll take it for a little drive too. How's that? Okay, so fuel pump emergency shut off switch is here. Fuel pump on, front engine. Rear end to start. Maybe I better not take it for a drive. I don't need to get busted today. It does actually still have turn signals. I have a turn signal switch here. Anyways, so that's a little overview. The battery's mounted here. The gas tank is right here. Fuel cell. I'll be racing it this or next week on the 17th of October at the Arm Drop Drag Races in Picton. So if you have any questions about the car or how we built it, don't hesitate to contact me. If you want to build a twin engine car, it's a neat project. They are incredibly fast. You'll love it. Take care.